Chapter 7, Cover Your Crotch. That's a funny name. And the gold is gone. The gold stat bar. I'm guessing there is either no use for gold in this chapter, or from this point onwards, or we're gonna lose all the gold that we got by getting captured or some shit like that. So just a little recap: we were inside that big temple of Thog, the elder god or whatever it is, and we were tricked into coming here by Narissa. Narissa is her name, right? No, Narissa is the girl from the first game. Whatever the vampire's name is, I'm completely forgetting the name of the fucking vampire. Anywho, this is by William Miller and Sand Landstrom. I, by the way, don't like William Miller's play style, the way he makes them he makes them very, continuous instead of giving more choices like Sam Landstrom does. Why are their names so fucking what is that? Tongue twistery. It's fucking annoying, but whatever. Regardless, I think it is Sam Landstrom that does the multiple choice one. William does the long ones. I think. I'm not too sure. Obviously, I don't know how they do things back there in their fucking place wherever they make it. Anyhow. You are deep beneath the temple of an elder god called Thog. From what you have seen so far, he is not what you would call nice. Certainly not the type of god you pray to before supper anyway. This temple is full of macabre. I still don't know how to fucking say this. I'm gonna use macabre. I know there's a specific accent or like specific way you pronounce this. Macabre, I'm just gonna be macabre. Macabre altars and ghoulish decorations. You broke in because the vampire Irenova, yeah, that's her name, misled you into thinking Kriya was being held captive. Well, it's not her fault you're that dumb. Just because she said something, you're gonna believe it. Fucking like, how the hell would they even move Kriya from like a room below you to all the way to fucking this place? That's fucking retarded, but somehow you believed her. I mean, he's a rogue. He's got full charm and he's a thief. But despite all that, he is completely oblivious to how things work sometimes. It's fascinating. Turns out the captain of the guards of the outer ring, a giant bruiser by the name of Bonebrow, was the one who was captured. That's the last time you take a vampire at their word. You're now in the bowels of the temple where you have just witnessed a ghastly spectacle. Bonebrow captive before an altar in the middle of the, I thought it said in the multiple of the room, but no. In the middle of a room filled with murky water was part of a magical ceremony that produced a second Bonebrow. The clone left the chamber through another door and the real one is being sacrificed to Thog. To make things worse, you hear the tread of boots in the passage behind you. You could turn and use your sword on whoever or whatever is behind. Aside from Bonebrow, nothing in here seems to be friendly. If you take the initiative, you might have an advantage in a fight. You can leap down onto one of the lower catwalks which crisscross the large chamber, or you could try to talk your way out of trouble. I think I wanna keep my stealth option around handy as much as I can, so I'm gonna go with the leap down onto lower walkway. That way I can, I'm definitely not talking my way out, but I don't really want to use a sword because I don't know how strong these guys are. Not to mention, I don't really know who is behind me. It could be someone strong and I might get fucked up. So let's go leap down onto a lower walkway. Life decreases 3. Seriously, that was the bad option? Behind you are 4 towering figures in billowing robes with deep cowls hiding their face and giant razor-sharp talons where hands should be. Wait, razor-sharp talons where hands should be? Aren't these like... Wait, these are exactly like those guys. These are RE4 fucking Salazar. What was the name of the villain? In Resident Evil 4, there's this like small midget guy who's like Salazar, his name is, I think, and he has 2 of these guys which like hooded, red eyes, and with like animal-esque things on their mouth, pincers sort of thing, and they have like talons instead of hands. So yeah, these look like these sound like those. He has 2 of them. These are 4. So whatever. Certainly this doesn't look like a fair fight. Yeah, I feel like I would have lost more life if I just swung my sword. These villains appear to be more fearsome than most. You choose the better part of valor, turn and sprint out onto the bridge leading towards the scented dais. Dais? I'm guessing that's like the central part that rotates on a bridge. I don't know if this is that complex, but whatever. There's another catwalk which crossed beneath the one you're on. It's a long jump, but you think you can make it. The hideous guards storm you with outstretched claws and piercing screams. You take a deep breath to steady your nerves and leap down. Air rushes up, whipping up your cloak, not clock. Okay, now whipping at your cloak. The fall seems to take longer. The jump was farther than you thought. The bridge comes up to meet you. Your boots slam onto the smooth stone with a painful crunch. Your knees buckle and your head smacks the bridge with a violent force. I thought I was gonna do a roll. Like, you know, one of those like really tall rolls when you fall and you do a roll as you land, but I guess this was a straight fall. So you kind of just smacked down considering with the force. Fucking hell. Life only decreased 3. The way they described it, it sounds like I immediately died or something. But regardless. Your brain swims back up from a vast dark void of strange dreams and curious symbols. Stars dance and wheel overhead. Okay. They look like leaping fairy lights. You reach out to grab one. Your hand closes on the snarling face of one of the guards. Something warm and wet dribbles down the side of your skull. Wait, hold on. Your hand closes on a snarling face of one of the guards. Oh, so I thought we actually put our hand on the guard's face. No, they are still on the top of the walkway. They just thought we fell to our death. That's why they're snarling or whatever. And I'm guessing we just fell down and they thought we died. So they're probably gonna go away or maybe come here to pick our body up or something. But we are alive. Something warm and wet dribbles down the side of your skull. You realize it must be your own blood. With arms that feel disconnected from your body, you try to lash out with your fist, but you flail ineffectively. Knuckles wave drunkenly in the air as you collapse to your knees. I was standing? The rope figures close in on you. You catch a glimpse of a face that could be human, but for a strange erudite symbol carved into the pale flesh. A pair of insane eyes burrow into you with unthinking hatred. Before you can mount any defense, they pin you to the ground, stretch your arms painfully behind your back, strip you of weapons and loot. So that's why I don't have gold. They tie your wrists together behind your back and march you along the catwalks to the center dais where Bonebrow is being held. He lifts his head, bushy brow knots together. He manages to groan. He has been in better shape. You're the mercenary who went to the sewers with Kriya. What are you doing here? The guard force you to your knees next to Bonebrow. The rough stone of the raised dais bites into your knees. You wince. I could ask you the same. Silence, both of you. The priestess of Thog says. She's naked but for a simple loincloth tied around her waist. Her scalp is shaved. Her bald head glows under the dancing light of the torches. Arcane runes have been etched into her naked and white flesh. She has piercing in places you didn't think possible. Well, you should come to modern times then. Fucking hell. Everyone got piercing in places I didn't even know. Like, I was watching this fucking porn and there was this guy who had a fucking piercing. You know how girls get piercing on their tongue? So that like when they lick the dick, it's kind of like extra tingle sensation. But fucking hell, he had a fucking metal piercing in his foreskin, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is that? I was like, holy fucking shit, that's insane. At first I thought it was on her tongue because it would only flash every now and then. I was like, it must be on her tongue, right? And then I was like, holy shit, it's in his foreskin. I was like, fuck me, what is the point of that? But okay, regardless. She grips your chin in one cold hand and turns your face up to hers. What is your name, commoner? Our name? I don't know if that's a good idea. I still don't know how names, the mechanic with the names work, but I know that names have a lot of significance when summoning demons, so I don't know if that has the same significance with us or not. You just watched these priestesses turn one of their own into an exact replica of Bonebrow. Maybe she wants your name so she can impersonate you, but no one in Ring City knows your real name. Yeah, I don't even know your real name. You would tell her your name is Rooster. That's the name you go by in Ring City anyway. You would tell her your name is Dragon, since this is the name you give to all women. It might impress her and instill a little fear. I'm gonna go with Rooster because all the... I don't want to trick Kriya with it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with dragon so that if she ever comes across Kriya, she would know that we are not the same person, I guess. Dragon, worth a shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. You raise your chin and try to sound unafraid. My name is Dragon, fearless and protector of the realm, royal servant of the nine mystic heavenly guardians. If you don't release me at once, you will suffer the wrath of 1001 cuts. She rewards you with a powerful punch to the face. It rocks your head back. When you come back to consciousness, a moment later, you groan in pain. Punches like a golem, you think. You expected a slap, maybe. That has always been the worst you've gotten from a topless woman. She says, "Lie to me again, I'll have your entrails pulled out. Although your pulled out through your mouth. What is your name?" The guard holding you gives your wrist a painful retch. In a gravely voice, he barks, "Answer, priestess of Thog." What? Oh, answer, priestess of Thog. Answer, the priestess of Thog. Okay. He levers up on your wrist until you feel like your shoulders will come out of your socket. You bear the pain as long as you can, then moan out, "Rooster." The pressure and pain disappears. Alright. The priestess of Thog strokes your face with one finger. It is gentle, almost erotic gesture. You get an up-close look at the symbols etched in her skin and the piercings. "Tell me, Rooster, does my countenance not strike fear in your heart? What do you say?" All angry women frighten me. Oh, you know what? Let's go with that. That's funny. Oh, that is funny. You shrug. "No more than my last woman. In fact, all angry women frighten me." You crane your head over to your shoulder for a look at the guards. "You fellas know what I'm talking about, right? The abyss had no fury like She chokes off your air supply. Your eyes feel like they're going to pop right out of your skull. Then she's lifting you by the neck. Your feet dangle a few inches off the ground. You manage a nod. "Okay, now I scared." That's funny. She releases you, you collapse to the dais in a heap, gasping for air. The guard pulls you back to your knees and grip your arms. I don't know how I would get out of this, honestly. "When I get this close to a naked woman, I usually know her name," you tell the priestess, realizing that this may be the biggest lie yet. Oh yeah, you usually don't know. Yeah, right. He just sleeps around, I guess. "What shall I call you?" Not that it makes much difference, given you won't be alive much longer," she says. "My name is Mealith." Mealith? What type of names are these? Mealith? And now, how did you come to the Temple of Thog? "Well, I had a few options," you tell her. "I thought about going over the rooftops, then I considered going over the wall. In the end, I decided it was the best to..." "Why are you here?" She loudly interrupts. Who else knows of our plans? You start to open your mouth. "Lie to me and I'll have your arms ripped off," she says. You doubt she'll believe the truth, but you don't want to risk losing your arms. You say, "Okay, if you want to know, a vampire led me here." You wince and pull back, expecting pain and forthcoming. Melith sucks air through clenched teeth. "Of course, the Nightwalker. Friend of yours?" you ask. Bonebrow looks at you from the corner of his eyes. "A vampire brought you here?" "Long story," you mutter. Tell you about it if we ever get out of here." Silence. Melith thunders. She was clever to send a thief to interrupt a ceremony, but not nearly clever enough. Soon this fetid city will be brought to its knees in a storm of blood, and nothing you can do will stop us. Wouldn't dream of getting in the way of Thog, you say, right, Bonebrow? He grunts in confusion. Last thing we want is to stop Thog, and you don't want to upset the vampire. She and I became rather friendly. I've given her several gifts, including my blood, clothing, and silence. She hisses. She says that a lot. You mutter under your breath to Bonebrow. Melith levels a dangerous look. You make a show of shutting your mouth. You'll have to think of some way out of here. The guard holding your arms has a grip of iron. The various exits are blocked. The water below rides and boils with some hideous terror from a time lost to memory. Melith turns to her comrades. The three priestesses seem to share an unspoken dialogue. Finally, they nod in unison.